Good morning everyone. So today we'll be discussing about the coup that took place in Myanmar. So on 1st of February, the army general, he overthrew the elected government and he started the rule of army. So he's the army general and she is the Aung San Suu Kyi, which was a very popular figure in Myanmar and all across the world. Her party NLD won the elections in November 2020. So it was a humongous victory and she defeated her opponent USDP, which was being backed up by the army. So the election took place in the November 2020 and the party NLD, which was the party of Aung San Suu Kyi, she defeated her opponent via a huge margin. Just USDP was the opponent party. This party was being backed up by the army. So army used to back this party. They have just got 33 seats. Fine, and her party got 396 seats. Fine, so which was a huge margin. They just got around a couple of seats. But the situation in the constitution of Myanmar and the political situation is Myanmar is very complex. The constitution is designed in such a way that army also has its own representation. That we will look forward what the constitution says and how the members are elected in the Myanmar. Before than that, just have a look on the election results. So she is Aung San Suu Kyi. Already I told you her party is NLD, which was her party. They won. So in Myanmar they have two houses. One is House of Representatives and the other one is the House of Nationalities, which is the upper house. Nationalities is the upper house and they have the representative, which is the lower house. Likewise we have the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So her party won 258 seats in the representatives and 138 seats in the House of Nationalities. Just look at her opponents, which is from the USDP party. This is the party which he led and they just won 26 seats in the representatives and just 7 seats in the House of Nationalities. So which make in total 33 seats. And so it is a very low number, and if you calculate, this is a very huge number in total. But what the army said, army didn't follow these results, because I told you that this party USDP is being backed up by the army. So army and this party started questioning the election results. So they were not ready to accept Aung San Suu Kyi's victory, and what they did is they on 1st of February they overthrew the government. Already there were speculations in the international domain that this could happen, because earlier, before February 1st, there were so much statements being issued by the army general and the opposition leaders. So there was already a speculation that a coup-like situation could take place, and it was very much imminent that a coup could take place, and that happened on the 1st of February. 1st of February was the day when the elected leaders was supposed to meet up in the parliament, in their parliament. And so starting from it, so Myanmar has quite a complex dynamics. They have already been ruled for decades. Army had already ruled them for decades, and 3 times in 1962, 1988 and in 1990 the similar situation have happened, and now the 2021. 4 times this similar situation have happened, and army have been ruling from 1962 to 2010. See, from this long time the army has continuously ruled. So there were protests, there were killings, they killed in thousands of people which were demanding the government there, which were demanding that the democracy should be established and there should be proper voting. So they have killed 1,000 of people and thousands other were being put behind the bars. Fine. So in 2010 the situation got improved up and they hold the elections. That we will also discuss what was the reasons why they hold the elections. Fine. But from March 2016 till January 2021, NLD, which is the party of Aung San Suu Kyi, was in power. They shared the power with the military. Already I told you that they have a complex reason. The point is army has 25% representation in the parliament, and they have to always give 25% of their people will be being nominated by the army. So this was a provision in the constitution. In fact, you will know that the constitution which was being drafted in 2008, it was being drafted by the army only. And so from 1962 to 2010, the army has continuously ruled. Almost continuously they have ruled in. And so he is the person behind the coup, Army General Min Aung Hlaing. He is being pronounced as Army General Min Aung Hlaing. Fine. So there was the statement being issued from by the US and its allies that they will impose sanctions if army doesn't reimpose the status quo. That what was the status before, they should reimpose it. So he is the person behind the coup. Already I told you that in 2008 the army made the constitution for Myanmar. So there the reason was because the international, all the countries of the world, including the US and its allies, they imposed sanction on it, and the condition of the Myanmar was so very bad that they haven't have any option being left. They haven't have any option being left just in order to accept the transition. So they started making the constitution in 2008, and what they said that we will be establishing a roadmap to democracy. And they give an excuse. They announced that now the Myanmar has been in a good situation, so now we are ready to hand over or hold elections in Myanmar. So in 2010 they held elections, and then 2010 was the year when Aung San Suu Kyi was being she was house arrested from 1989. She was in house arrest, and in 2010 she was being sent out. She was removed. Basically, she came out in open, and she held elections, and she held public rallies. Before than that, she was under house arrest. Fine. So this is the complete timeline of how the things went on. So Aung San Suu Kyi returned in 1988 in Myanmar. Earlier than that, she was in Britain, and in 1989 she was being put under the house arrest. Army put under the house arrest. So for 2 decades till 2010, army was continuously ruling, and there was no room for democracy. There was no elections. And then because of international sanctions, they made the constitution, and then they allowed in 2010 very year they freed Aung San Suu Kyi from the detention. In 2010 she hold election. She won a by-election. It was actually a by-election. She hold election and she won it. In 2015 her party hold elections, and she gave with a sweeping victory or the humongous victory. And in 2010 again she got a mammoth victory, but the army again came and stated a coup and started a junta. What is junta? A junta is a rule that is being caused by force or army. It is a rule by the army, and it is by the use of force. This is all what we have discussed in. Already I have told you that 25% of the seats in both the houses are being appointed by the military, and the other party USDP is being favored by the army only. So now in 2021 the army hold the coup on 8th November. The elections took place, and the army didn't accept that victory. They questioned the very electoral process, and they questioned it. There was a question of about 5.8 million voters, which is a huge number. So they wanted to get rid of these election results. Fine. They wanted to get themselves involved into the process. So they wanted that the elected government should be taken off. So what implications will it have on India's interest? See, this is a big question, because India is having a good investment, and as a neighboring state India is having a huge interest in Myanmar. So what we are doing, there is a port in Myanmar which is called as the Sittwe port, which is being built by India. So what India is actually planning is from Kolkata to Sittwe in Myanmar, India is trying to construct a port in Sittwe. From there it will be entering, we can have access to India's territory, and from there we will be entering the Mizoram side. This is what India's project is, and we have started working on it. Another is the Kaladan multimodal project. So another is the Kaladan multimodal transit project, which is also, it is a national highway. It is a highway being constructed which will be passing through India, Myanmar and Thailand. So it is a trilateral highway between the three countries, and it will also be passing through Myanmar. So these are two of the investment and strategic position on which India is, and it can be a problematic situation because army is being favored by China, and China plus Russia both are right now the same, and we are having tensions with China, border dispute. So definitely, because China is favoring the army and it is backing the army, so it will definitely have huge repercussions for India's investment and India's interest. And so we can have a look on where the Sitwe port is located. See, look it over here. We from here Kolkata and Haldia port, we will be constructing this port. Here is, you can find the Sitwe. From Sitwe we will be having a road network that will connect to Mizoram. This is state of India is Mizoram. So here we can have a direct, because you know that area is chicken snack. That is a very narrow area. So India is constructing a second route in case of some time, if it happens that because of some dispute this area came under attack, so we can use this route. So it is a strategic move that India has enforced into it. So army has already done so much of changes in Myanmar. You must be knowing the Myanmar was earlier called as Burma, and the capital, everything was being changed because army has ruled from 1962 to 2010. So they have changed the name of Myanmar, they have changed the capital. So whatever the changes have been done in the country of Myanmar was being done by the army only. So hope I have cleared every of your doubt. So what all transaction and what all problems Myanmar is facing. So, and also India's one such interest is because there is so much emphasis on the India's Act East policy. So the new policy that India has in the Act East policy, and what we earlier used to call as the East policy, Northeast policy. So it is another such important policy of India for which India need the help of Myanmar. So this is all what we have so far discussed about the problems that was going on in Myanmar. So we'll see you in the next lectures with some other stuff. Till then, take care. Bye.